Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Taylor and today's video is going to be my 40-week pregnancy update. Now today I am actually 40 weeks and 4 days pregnant. So I have gone over my due date, which was supposed to be July 11th. Today it is actually July 15th. So I have gone over my due date by 4 days. I had an appointment when I was 40 weeks and 2 days, and at that appointment we set an induction date. So I'm going to talk all about that in this video. Also, my dog is gonna always be wandering around in the background of my videos, so if you hear that, that is what that is. But yes, in today's video we're going to be talking all about induction, which is definitely not something that I was hoping for. I don't think that's anything that anyone hopes for during pregnancy, but it is what it is. I know that my OB office doesn't let you go past 41 weeks and 5 days, and when they will be inducing me, I will be 41 and 2 days. So we are just gonna go ahead and jump right on into what has been going on and the whole induction process and everything that I have coming up in the next few days. So as far as dilation and effacement and all of that stuff goes, I'm going to go back a few weeks and talk about that up until this point, just because I haven't made a update like this since I've been getting my cervix checks done. So I feel like I should get you guys up to speed on that and then kind of go into what's been going on like now at 40 weeks. So I got my first cervix exam when I was, I want to say like 37.5 weeks, and I was only a half a centimeter dilated. So I know dilation means literally nothing about when you're gonna go into labor. It's just kind of something that a lot of moms get done just to kind of ease their mind, I guess, just to, they're curious, so they just get it done. That's kind of why I got it done. I've also heard that it can put you into labor by getting like a rough cervix check done. So at 37 weeks, you're considered full term. It's really like early term, but you're still at term. You're not at like full term until 39 weeks. But my office starts doing them at 37 just because you are considered term. So if you do happen to go into labor, then it's fine. But yeah, so I was a half centimeter. Can we go lay down, please? Go lay down. So yes, I was a half centimeter at my 37.5 week appointment. At that point, they were having me come back weekly because I was going to be past 38 weeks at my next appointment. So at my 38 week appointment, I went in, I got my, actually no, skip that, go back. So at my 37 week appointment, I had my Gbs testing done. I don't think I've mentioned this at all, but so you have to get swabbed to see if you have GBS, which is basically strep. It's like this thing that certain women, I think it's like 25 or 30% of women have in their intestines. It's something that it's just natural. The body just produces it on its own, and not everyone has it, but a few, like a certain amount of percent of women do have it. It's not anything that's sexually transmitted or an STD or anything like that. It's totally natural and it comes from your own body. So they do a swab of that. It's just a swab in, you know, the down there area and the back there area. So you have to get both of those areas swabbed. And then they send it into the lab, and my OB office actually calls you with your results. So I had gotten my results, I would say probably 48 hours after I got the swab, and I am GBS positive, which basically all that means is that you have to get antibiotics while you are in labor. That way you don't pass it on to your baby, because it can be deathly for infants and newborn babies, but it doesn't affect the adult body at all, which is why it's totally common in adults, but with the babies you have to make sure to try and treat it so that they don't end up getting sick from it. So now we can move on to my 38-week appointment. I went in for that one, and this one was just a, like, we're gonna check your cervix, and then you, like, are good to go. There's nothing at this appointment that needs to get done like my last appointment with getting swabbed for GBS. So at this appointment I went in, and I believe I was, what was I? I believe I was 2 centimeters dilated at that appointment. So within a week's time, I had basically dilated 1.5 centimeters. So I was really encouraged by that. I was going in with no hopes that I had dilated, because I didn't want to get discouraged if I hadn't dilated. So once again, I know it has nothing to do with labor or anything like that, but just knowing that my body was progressing on its own really gave me high hopes. So then after that appointment, my next appointment, 39 weeks, I got another cervix check, and at that one I was 3 centimeters and 60% effaced. This was the first time that they had told me how thinned out my cervix was. So I'm not too sure what it was at the other 2 appointments. I'm assuming it was at some kind of percentage, since I was already at 60 centimeters. I mean, 60 centimeters, could you imagine? 60% effaced at this other appointment. So once again, I was making more progress. It wasn't as much as it was before, but it was still a whole nother centimeter progression. So I was doing like fantabulous. I was in such a good mood. So then at my 40-week appointment, I went in with expectations of being more dilated or having some type of progression, whether it be effacement or dilation or just anything of that nature. And when I went in, for starters, my doctor was like trying to cover the other doctor's position because they got called out of the office. So he was seeing double his patients. I was there for probably an hour and a half. It was a really, really like not fun experience, on top of finding out that I am gonna have to be induced and I'm not making any more progression on my own. So it was a great appointment. So yeah, I was still 3 centimeters. I hadn't made any progression. Even though at the previous appointment, the doctor had told me she didn't even expect to see me back for my next appointment. So, you know, in my head I was thinking, wow, like I'm gonna go into labor within this next week. I'm not even gonna get to my next appointment. And then when I finally did get to the appointment, I had the expectation of being progressed some because of the comment she had made. So with that being said, I had them do a membrane sweep, which I thought was going to kind of move things along because I've heard good stories about membrane sweeps, but it didn't do anything. I kind of had mild cramping for a few hours after that happened. Didn't have any contractions. It wasn't successful, which is totally like weird, but I mean, I guess everyone's different. But the doctor that I had do it, when he was in the room, he always has a nurse in the room with him, and she was telling me that he swept her best friend's membranes when she was pregnant, and she had actually gone into labor that night that she had gotten hers done. So I was kind of expecting something to happen, some kind of contractions, even if they were just false ones. I was expecting something more than just mild cramping, but that's all that I got. So then we also discussed induction. So my induction date is July 20th, so 9 days after my original due date, and it is scheduled for 5 a.m. We live an hour away from the hospital, so we will have to leave here at 4 a.m. and I also have to call an hour before my appointment. So right before we leave, I'm going to call because I have to make sure that they still have room for me and that I can still come in and them hopefully not push my induction back any farther, because I'm already going to be 41 and 2 and they don't want you to go over 41 and 5. So that would be Friday at the latest, which would be like the 23rd or the 24th, whatever day Friday falls on. So yeah, basically I'm going to be getting induced, which I'm not really too happy about. I'm kind of scared. I've been anticipating going into labor since I've gotten so far into my pregnancy. Like, it's just every day you kind of wake up and you're like, it's today gonna be the day, and then nothing happens, and it's like that over and over and over again. And now having a set date that I'm gonna have to get medically induced, it just kind of makes time go by so much slower than it needs to. But it is what it is. There's nothing that I can do about it. So that's my biggest update, is that I am going to be getting induced. I will be filming it, so don't worry about that. I do have to go in 48 hours prior to my induction to get the COVID test done. So we will get the results of that and see how that goes. Hopefully I don't have COVID. I think I've been doing a pretty good job of social distancing and wearing a mask when I go out, if I have to go out. So yeah, as far as Braxton Hicks goes, I will say that I do have cramping and contractions late at night, but they don't ever turn into anything. It's just kind of like a false labor thing. I don't really get my hopes up anymore with them because they don't ever turn into anything, and they just kind of make me sad when they go away. So yeah, that's pretty much been it. I haven't been feeling sick. I haven't been, none of that. So, that's basically it. It's just the whole induction thing. So, the next video that goes up after this one is probably going to be the actual labor and delivery vlog. I'm not too sure how soon that will be up once you finish watching this video. It really all depends. Garrett is going to be taking off work, so I should have time to get that edited and uploaded for you guys, but we will see what happens. Also, I'm in a new background. If you've noticed, it's not just the plain like white wall anymore. I'm actually in the nursery that we put together a few days ago. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below for you guys so you can go watch the nursery tour and see the rest of the room. But that's pretty much it for this update. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my bump. I'm not gonna show you like my belly without clothes over it, just because I'm wearing a dress. So we'll go ahead and just show you the bump instead. Here is it from the front. And then my belly button kind of pokes out a little because I had surgery, and that's like where my incision is on my belly button. And then that's her. So yep, she will be here within the next like 4 days for sure. So stay tuned for the labor and delivery video if you've been following along with me. If not and you're new here, go ahead and subscribe so you can start following along, because I do plan on posting daily videos once she is born to kind of document her growing up and just to have something to look back on at all of the memories, since there will be a lot of them to be made. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, subscribe down below, like this video, and leave me a comment. If you've ever been induced or have any induction stories, then let me know, because I would love to hear about them. Positive stories only, please, because I don't want to be terrified more than I already am. But Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.